Hi, and welcome to Straight Shot Radio. My name is Johnny Slick, and I'm the founder and head coach at Straight Shot Training, a personal training company dedicated to helping people of all fitness levels feel better, move better, and live better with progressive, functional strength and conditioning workouts. We're taking a break from our series on coaches who innovated in 2020 to talk about something that personally has helped me with how I eat, train, recover, and work. Now, I've said this before, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not the cheerleader type of coach. I'm not the jump around and yell at you, get you pumped up type of coach. Because honestly, motivation is overrated. I hate gym motivational pages on social media. I don't watch motivational videos on YouTube. I don't read motivational self-help books. I don't think motivation is the key to accomplishing your goals. Sure, it's a useful tool and it may work for some people, but sooner or later, no matter how motivated you are to start something, that motivation will fade. And when the motivation to eat healthy, work out, and recover well isn't there, what do you really need in order to stick with it? It's dedication. And I know it's not popular because we're in this age of self-care where we're often told to not make ourselves do something that we don't want to do. You know what's more fun than working out? Lots of things. You know what tastes better than healthy food? Tons of things. Staying up late is more fun than going to bed earlier. Staying properly hydrated takes effort. Working hard is hard, but it's the product, the results of the commitment to doing hard things that is the reason that we do them. The work isn't always enjoyable or desirable, but the results are. Lifting weights is hard, but being strong and having good levels of muscle mass is the result of that weightlifting. Cardio isn't always fun, but if you do it enough, you will have a good cardiorespiratory system that is pivotal to your overall health, but you're going to have to do cardio. Eating healthy may mean not always eating the tastiest meals or dealing with managing hunger if you're dieting. But if you have body composition goals, your diet is the only way to achieve those results. Going to bed at a good time and getting enough quality sleep means you're going to have to cut back on how much TV and phone time that you have in the evenings. But sleep is the key to being stronger, leaner, fitter, healthier, and avoiding injuries. So today, I want to give you some practical strategies on how to get dedicated to your health, because dedication always outlasts motivation. Now, throughout the podcast today, I'm going to reference coaching and accountability because I believe it's important for you to have someone else help hold you accountable for completing your training, following your diet, and having good recovery practices. When someone begins our workout programming and remote coaching program through our app, they have workout logs that they need to complete so their coach can review them to make sure that they're sticking with their workouts. We have our athletes who are trying to lose weight keep a food journal so we can help them stay on track with their eating. We have surveys for our remote clients that ask them about their sleep and their stress management and their hydration and all of that. It's the accountability from a coach that helps our athletes stay dedicated even when they aren't necessarily motivated. When we do Zoom sessions or in-home sessions, having that time booked with their coach helps our athletes hold their commitments to training. Honestly, it's the reason why we charge for late cancellations. It's not because we're trying to get people's money or anything. We are committed to your training as your coach. We are dedicated to you. So we expect you to be there when it's time for your session. You know, I've trained people for 13 years, and I will tell you now, it is the dedicated people, not the motivated people, that get the best results. But part of our jobs as coaches is helping people stay dedicated and committed by providing programs and sessions and holding them accountable to sticking with their training. And yes, we try to make it enjoyable for you. We are not the yell at you boot camp instructor types of coaches. We don't try to break you down with senselessly hard workouts every day. We work one-on-one to find what works for you and your goals, and we are right there with you along the way, no matter where you are with your fitness level or where you live in the world. If you are ready to get dedicated to your training, head to straightshottraining.com and click on Request a Coach to get started today. All right, so let's get into my tips for getting and staying dedicated to your health and fitness. So to start our talk on dedication today and these strategies that I have here for you, I'm actually in my car right now. You might notice that this sounds a little bit different than the intro. The intro I recorded in my son's bedroom. It was quiet there that day, and I had a second in between two Zoom sessions. Now I'm in my car getting ready to start my second in-home client of the day, and I'm recording the podcast because I set a goal in the beginning of this year to put out one podcast every week for the entire year of 2021. And I am dedicated to completing that goal, even if it means doing things a little bit differently, like recording in my car. Well, that's the first tip that I have for you when it comes to your health and fitness is setting a goal will help you stay more dedicated to your program if you aren't motivated to work out or eat healthy or recover well. Setting a goal could be setting a body weight goal or a body fat goal or a lift, the number that you want to hit on a bench press, back squat, deadlift, front squat, whatever it is. You want to do your first pull up. You want to learn a new skill. You want to sign up for a competition or a race. Or maybe you just want to eliminate pain that you've been dealing with or just get better form with your movements. You could even just set a goal of how many days a week you want to work out consistently or how many days a week you will pack your lunch for work or how many less days a week you are going to eat out or drink soda or something like that. Just give yourself something that's going to help you stay committed to it. Make that goal and say, I am going to do this by this date. And remember, we talked before about SMART goals, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant to you, and time sensitive. Make sure that you have some type of goal, even if your goal is just to, hey, I want to stay active and I want to feel good. Now, it's not necessarily a specific goal, and it's helpful if the goal is more specific, but I totally get if you just want to train because it makes you feel better. That's totally fine. And I think sometimes people get a little bit too narrow in their thinking of what a good goal is. And obviously, if you have big things like you want to get stronger, it's better to put a number with some of those things, with testing certain lifts, but it absolutely can be just something where you want to be more active and feel great. You just are going to need to prioritize the tactics that I lay out coming up here to help you stick with it if you don't have this well-defined goal. I think the rest of this podcast will be even more important to you if you don't have a specific goal in place, because you're going to have to put some things in place that you dedicate yourself to in order to stick with it when your motivation just isn't there. So when it comes to your workouts, I think if you plan your workout schedule for the week around whatever your goal is, and then you put your workouts in just like you would any other appointment into your calendar, whatever app you're using, and you hold those appointments just like you would an appointment with someone else. This really helps if you have a trainer, obviously, right? Because you have that session lined up with your trainer. But if you're just training on your own, or it's a day when you don't have a session with your coach, you need to make sure that you are prioritizing that time in your day just like you would a meeting or an important appointment that you make for yourself. Because it's an appointment for you to work on you. And for a lot of you, this might be the only time that you have away from other people during the day. It's very important for you to schedule out your workouts and stick with those times. Now, once you start your workout, you need to know exactly what you're going to be doing each workout. Know what exercises you're going to do, how many sets, how many reps, the approximate weights you're going to be using. This means you need to follow a workout plan. If you're used to winging it, that's only going to get you so far. If you only go in and do what feels good, you're going to end up not doing the things that you don't feel like doing. And if you're not working on the things that you don't feel like doing, you're probably cherry picking workouts and doing stuff that you know you're good at. So you're never actually getting better because you're never working on your weaknesses. So have a workout plan, go into the gym, stick to it the best you can. Obviously, if things don't feel great that day, that's fine if you go a little bit off program. But try to stick with your workout plan most days and make sure that you are staying patient with it. Stick with your plan, stay patient, don't program hop, don't look for the next motivational high. That's a big thing with people in workouts is they get this feeling from starting a new program and that feeling fades. And that's why there's so many programs that are like 21-day fix, 30-day abs, 7 days to 7 abs or whatever it is, the new program that comes out, every other day on Instagram. And they're these short programs. Even a 90-day program is really not that long. 3 months out of your year. Obviously, that 90-day, of course, is going to be way better than a 7-day or 21-day program. But when you hop from program to program, because you're trying to chase that feeling of, oh, I get to start a new program. I'm so excited. I'm so ready to do this. I'm so motivated. And then that feeling fades. And then you find the next program. And then you find the next program. And then you find the next program. Let me tell you, you cannot get super strong in 90 days once you've started lifting. You can't get completely shredded if you have a good bit of weight to lose in 3 months. It takes time. And that's the problem, is that when you sell things online with these short fixes, they really aren't fixes at all. They're just playing on what motivates them. They're playing on people's emotions around exercise, and they don't actually work to address the problem systematically over the course of months or even a year to really improve your fitness. So you have to be patient with it, and that's difficult if you're just looking for motivation, but if you are dedicated, it's much easier to stick with it and be patient. So those are my thoughts on workouts with dedication. Next, let's talk about nutrition and hydration. Big thing here, grocery shop and meal prep every week. Or if you grocery shop less than that or more than that, whatever, just make sure you have a consistent schedule of grocery shopping and meal prepping. Schedule out your grocery trip and your meal prep time just like you do your workout. Have your scheduled time to go grocery shop, have your scheduled time to meal prep, and stick with it. I say every week whenever I go into the kitchen and do my meal prepping that is the most important workout block of my week when it comes to my goals for my weight. And I do it every single week, and I block out time for it. And sometimes it's on a Saturday, sometimes it's on a Sunday, sometimes it's early, sometimes it's later if I have to move it around. But I always know that I do have that block of time scheduled out for that grocery shopping and for that meal prepping. Next, you need to write out your meal plan for the week. Especially if you're not going to eat the same thing every day, you need to have an idea of what you're going to be eating each day so that you can stick to your calories and your macros. And honestly, if you're sticking to your calories and macros and you're hitting those numbers each day and it's a number that's not way too much for you to be taking in where it's hard to eat that much, or it's way too little and you're always hungry, if you're eating the right amount, you shouldn't need to snack on random things outside of your meal plan. If you are always hungry, you might need to adjust your daily intake. But honestly, hunger is normal when you're dieting. You just don't want to be super hungry all the time, but you're going to have to deal with a little bit of hunger when you start eating less. But sticking to what you laid out for yourself, and again, birthday parties come up and somebody offers you, this or that, that's totally fine, but it's also totally fine for you to say no to those things. Some of you know my wife, she has cystic fibrosis, and when you have CF, you need to be on a high-fat, high-calorie, high-salt diet. So when I am trying to lose weight, especially, my diet looks very different than hers. It looks very different than hers year-round anyway, but especially when I'm trying to lose weight. And I can't rely on just not having junk food or food I shouldn't really be eating. I can't rely on just not having that in the house because she's going to have it in the house. And I need to be dedicated to what I'm supposed to eat that day based on my calories and my macros and what I laid out for myself or what I need at what times each day. And so we can have cheese puffs and soda in the house. And I just don't eat it and I don't drink it because I'm dedicated to my diet that is part of my fitness plan. This morning when I finished working out, she had made these chocolate-covered pretzel, like bird nest things with these Cadbury eggs inside of it that she made for my son and one of his friends. And they were sitting in the fridge, literally blocking what I needed to make my post-workout green protein smoothie. They looked amazing. And you know what? I could have eaten one. It could have been in moderation. I could have eaten the entire thing. Could have not been in moderation. But right now, I'm dedicated to the goal that I have for my weight and the timeline that I'm on. And I thought, you know what? I don't think that I need one of those things. Sure, they look great, but I'm focused on what I'm doing right now, and I'm dedicated to what I'm doing right now. And I don't need one of those right now, and that's totally okay. And once you commit to your eating and you commit to your meal plan for the week and you commit to your grocery shopping and you commit to everything surrounding your nutritional practices, find what works for you, obviously, but commit to it and stick with that. And don't let peer pressure or stuff being around shake you from being dedicated to it. Because again, motivation, they look delicious. There was also jelly beans out on the counter. And sometimes you're going to feel like eating those things, and it's okay. There's moderation to be practiced here. But if these are foods that you know that once you start eating, you're just going to keep eating, then you just need to not eat them. And again, like I said in the intro, we talk so much about self-care right now that it seems like we wash over the whole piece in this where you have to do hard things sometimes if you want results that you're aiming for. And when it comes to diet, it's tough, but how bad do you want it is I guess the way to look at it here. And I know that sometimes, I can maybe come off as being not moderate enough in the way that I eat, but you know what? It's a system that works for me. Everybody has to figure out what works for them and what is going to allow you to accomplish those goals that you have. Finally, here for nutrition and hydration, if you don't have a reusable water bottle, you need to go get one. Go get a water bottle, commit to drinking a certain amount of those water bottles each day. Try to hit half of your body weight in fluid ounces in water, clear water, unflavored, nothing in it, just water. Don't make your body process other things when it's trying to just take in water, and drink that amount every single day. Staying hydrated is the key to performance, recovery, and weight management, and is one of the best things that you can do for your health. Just drink more water. And finally, we have sleep and recovery. How do you stay dedicated to all of the things that are not diet and exercise that are part of your fitness program? For sleep, set a bedtime just like you would setting the time that you wake up every day, and have an alarm to help you to know when you need to start getting ready for bed. So if you need to take a shower, brush your teeth, let the animals out, or whatever it is that you need to do before bed, that whole routine, make sure that you figure out how long it's going to take you, set an alarm for that. So, every night at 10:30, if you're going to go to bed at 11, make sure that you have that time to transition into sleeping so that you know that you're going to be asleep at 11 o'clock and that you're going to get up at 7 so you can get those 8 hours every day. Once you have that set, same thing, stick with it. Even on the weekends, make sure you're getting enough sleep. There's a lot of people that don't sleep near enough on the weekends, and it really, really cuts into, that's 28% of your week is Saturday and Sunday. So don't take a quarter of your week and mess it up by not practicing good recovery habits on those weekend days. When it comes to your workouts and your recovery, stick with your workout plan and don't add extra workout days. You need rest. You get stronger and fitter when you are recovering, not when you're training. Training acutely makes you weaker. Recovering makes you stronger. So don't add a bunch of extra workout days just because your friends want you to do some circuit or you saw some workout online that you wanted to do. Stick to your plan and respect recovery the same way you do your training. My last thing here is, and this is where dedication can get tricky. Your dedication is to your health and your fitness, but not always your program. So you need to leave a little bit of room in here for adjustment if you need to take a day off from training to recover because you're just way too sore to work out. That being said, I personally plan out weeks where I don't lift. I actually have one coming up next week. I also plan out lighter and heavier weeks. I prioritize my sleep. I eat well for my goals throughout the year. So I don't tend to have those days where my body just doesn't want to work out. Now, my brain definitely has days where I'm like, man, I've got a lot of work to do, or these front squats are just not going to be fun today. But that's where my dedication takes over, where my motivation lacks. So if you're constantly not feeling up for working out, you may need to fix your recovery practices or your nutrition, or revisit your goals. Like, do I really want this? If this sucks so much to train this way, do I really want to do this competition or this race? Or do I really want to hit this body fat goal if it means not enjoying these foods that I want to have? Or, whatever your goal is, if it's causing you that much stress to pursue it with dedication, then it may not be something that you really want to pursue or should be pursuing. So take a deeper look into your workout program or review it with your coach. But don't get what I'm saying in this podcast messed up and blindly charge through a fitness program that just isn't working for you. Remember that your dedication is to your health, your fitness, and your goals. And this may mean making some adjustments because you can only get fitter if you are recovering properly. So I hope these tips can help you set up some goals, set up a good program for yourself or have someone else do it. Make sure that you have your diet aligned with your goals and practice good recovery habits so that you can stay dedicated when the motivation comes and goes. Like I said before, at Straight Shot, we provide coaching and accountability with our programs and sessions. We live and breathe this stuff as coaches, but we know you might not. So let us help you by working with you to set up those fitness goals and then crush them with a training program that's going to balance your working out and your recovery, and will give you nutritional and sleep guidance along the way. And if you're not feeling motivated, that's fine. But if you want to make progress with your fitness, you are definitely going to have to get dedicated, and we're here to help you do that. Just head over to straightshottraining.com and click on Request a Coach to get started today. Thank you so much for listening today. I really appreciate it. If you could take a second to subscribe to the show, leave me a rating, and share this episode with a friend, that would be awesome. We are Straight Shot Training on social media, and again, the website is straightshottraining.com. Thanks again, and have a great week, everybody.